What's going on, guys? Tony Ivanov here with another video lesson, and today I'm going to talk to you about exactly how I made $310 in around 25 seconds. Now, I guess if you count it after commissions, it was $300 flat, but you can see the date today is October 30th, and the gain was around $300. So if you're interested in my lifetime mentorship program, it's half off until tomorrow night, the end of this month. It's half off, so right now it's $240. So really what that means is that you could buy my program, be with me for life, and when you're ready, place one trade and make your money back. This was on a $3,000 account that I made this trade, so I made around 10%. Very easy, very structured trade once you know what you're doing. So if you want to get in, first link down below. It's only half off until tomorrow night, and it will never be half off ever again. So don't say, oh, I'll just wait until he has a half off again. It's never going to be half off again. So I'm only making a half off because you guys have supported me amazingly throughout this past 5 months of being on YouTube. So thank you guys so much. If you want to get in now. So I placed a trade on RGSE. Now this was a very classic buy the morning breakout because it's gonna become a morning spike. So let me just give some background into this morning. So I was watching the stock market pre-market, and I didn't really see much to trade at all. I did see this one, SPCB. They had earnings. They had a very nice earnings release right here. You can see they reported record revenue with 89% growth over the third quarter. So that's very bullish. Just look at the news real fast. I don't really like reading news when it comes to earnings, but it's just good to show you what you should look for. But basically they just make it sound really good. They have record revenues, profits increased, margins improved, all these nice words. I don't care about the numbers, just the words. And you can see traders really like the news a lot because this went up around 35% by the close. It went up much higher intraday, but it kind of crashed on its face. So the reason why I didn't trade this one is because it's on this program where it moves in 5-cent increments. So I did not want to play this at all because I just hate that program so much. So I didn't trade this, but it really works amazingly with our pattern that I'm going to be teaching you today, and that's just buying the pre-market breakout or the morning breakout. So for this example, it's the pre-market breakout because this one traded in pre-market, and honestly all you really need to do is, okay, let's back it up. You need to have three main things for this morning spike to work. First, you need to have a stock that's on the NASDAQ. It's in between $1 and $5, and it has a low float, ideally less than 10 million, and of course the lower the better. Second thing you need is you need a news catalyst. So you need some sort of news like earnings, or you can have like a technical breakout happen like on the multi-day chart, or you can have news that helps the whole stock market. Those usually don't help spikes as much, but what does help out spikes is news that helps out that niche of that company. So for example, back in August, all the Bitcoin stocks were running like crazy, and that was simply because we had Bitcoin breaking 5,000. So that news of Bitcoin breaking 5,000, it caused all those other stocks to run in sympathy. It's called a sympathy play. So look for those. And three, you need to have volume, and that's kind of what the catalyst does. It brings in volume. But let me just go back to float real fast just to explain it a little bit better what float is. So the float is basically the amount of shares that you can trade in the market. So say we have a stock that has a float of 100 million shares, and the volume for that day was 10 million shares. That means you barely traded 10% of the supply of the stock. So that means that it's not going to move that much at all. Whereas if you're trading a stock with a 1 million share float and it has 5 million shares of volume, that means you're trading 5 times the amount of supply for that stock. And if you've taken any class regarding economics, then you know that if supply is lower than demand, then the price is going to shoot up like crazy. And that's basically what happens with these morning spikes. So the reason why you want to buy the breakout of the pre-market high is because when that breakout happens, it goes on everyone's platforms and scanners as a breakout. So if you're able to be one of the first to buy that breakout, you know that there's going to be tens of thousands of other traders who trade the same stock as you, and they're going to buy the breakout as well, but they're not going to be as fast. So the key thing with all of these breakouts is to be first. Don't be afraid to buy when you see that when you see the new high of day tick happen. Just make sure that there's volume coming in as you buy, because if there's no volume, the breakout's not going to happen. The reason why the breakout happens is because traders think it happens, causing them to buy and causing them to raise the stock price because of the crazy amounts of buying that's happening. So if you can buy right when everyone else is and sell right when everyone else is, then you really are going to be a profitable day trader, because you're just riding that wave of momentum. That's all you really need to do when trading. Just know where everyone is and just go trade with them. So when you're trading in the morning, everyone is looking for these morning spikes. That's what people care about when they're trading the stock market. They want to have these quick spikes that they can get in and out of really fast. So just buy the morning breakout, sell for 10-20% profit, and move on to the next day. You can do that over and over and over again, and it repeats over and over and over again. So here is the breakout that happened on SPCB. You can see this breakout. If you timed it perfectly from top to bottom, which usually never does happen, you would have made around 11-12%. So not bad gains at all. Next up, RGSE. This one had no news, but it was basically just broke out mainly because of volume, and it just hitting everyone's scanners. That's how I found it. It's because it hit my scanner. But you can see the area where I bought was the break of this high right here at $2.30. So let me just draw that out right there, $2.30. Now let's go to the 1 minute chart on RGSE. So RGSE did not trade pre-market. So instead of using the pre-market high, just use the morning high for that day. So you can see we opened up this morning and we dipped down, but we started making higher lows right away. So let me just draw that out. Higher lows right there forming, and you can see there's a top right here at $2.18. So the ideal place to buy would have been that break of this level right here at $2.18. But at that point, it did not pop up on my scanner because I believe at that point it was still red on the day. It popped up on my scanner. No, actually it did pop up on my scanner at 218, but it moved so fast that I didn't buy it until it broke 230, because what had happened is that right when it hit the scanner, everyone started buying it, and it hit a previous top at 230 that was from 2 days ago, and then we had a very small dip right here down to $2.26. So my plan was, okay, if we can break 230, that's an obvious breakout and everyone's gonna buy it, and I'm gonna sell for maybe 20%, maybe 10% gain. So I got my order ready. I was watching level 2 just to watch when the breakout was gonna happen, and right when I saw a whole bunch of size hitting that ask at $2.30, I pressed buy as well. The breakout happened and I sold it within 20 seconds at around $2.46 with around 1,000 shares. So very, very, very nice profits to be made. 2,000 shares. Very, very nice profit to be made. Very, very, very simple trade. I used my complete size in this trade. I know usually I don't use my whole account size. I use half of it, but it's because I just had lot more money available today because of my traveling, not trading on Friday. So I did go all in on this trade, but that was just because it's such a give me play and it's so easy to predict that I knew I was going to come out on top. So that's basically how you play this pattern. I know there's a lot more that goes into it, obviously, but it's pretty simple. You just have to find the stock that has a lot of volume. You have to find the stock that's a low float. You have to find the stock that's in between $1 and $5, and you buy the morning breakout. Don't buy the top of the morning breakout. When these breakouts happen, when these morning spikes happen, they almost always pull back. 90% of the time, these morning spikes will fail and they'll crash back down. So don't like look at a spike and say, oh, it spiked up so much. Maybe if I buy now, it can go up higher. Trust me, it will not go up higher and you will lose your money. Just be patient. Wait until the next play to come up and attack that one. Never ever chase. Never ever buy because you think you're missing out. Only buy at defined levels of support and resistance. Only buy the best of the best plays. Don't trade anything else. And make a plan before you trade. So know where you're going to buy, where you're going to sell, and where you're going to cut your profits. And those are really the key things to becoming a consistent trader. With trading, the reason why most traders lose is not because of the patterns and not because of the strategies. It's because of their emotions. They do not know how to control their emotions. They don't know how to leave their emotions at the door before they trade. So once they press that buy button, they no longer look at the chart or level 2 or volume or anything else. All they look at is their profit loss, and they react very easily to that number changing. So once they see it go up tiny, but they're go, oh, it's going to go up higher, and they're not going to want to take their profits, and it's going to eventually turn back down, crash below, make them start losing money, and then they're not going to want to sell mainly because they're going to have hopes that it's going to bounce back up and they can break even on their trade. But I have so many people in my chat room too who have this issue with not being able to control their emotions with trading, and I just say the same thing over and over again. You just have to don't focus on making money right away when you're trading. Focus on gaining consistency, because once you have that consistency, once you know that you can place a trade and 80% of the time you will be right, then you will be able to make an exponential amount of money. Don't trade out, or don't start out trading with all your money, because you will lose it all. I can tell you that right now. If you're a brand new trader, it is very, very unlikely that you will be the one to instantly see success and grow it exponentially. It does happen to people, but probably not you. It's much safer just to learn and take it slow, and then just slowly build up your foundation of trading. And then once you become consistent, once you can place these trades every single day and profit off of them, then expand your account. Then you can grow up and scale up your size exponentially. But for now, just find one or two strategies that you are really good at and just keep doing those over and over and over again until you become consistent. Now, that's all my thoughts for today, guys. There was not really that much else that was interesting today. There were some stocks on the OTC market, like PDXP. I was looking at this one, but I didn't want to trade it just because it was so, I don't know, just so crappy, in my opinion. This ran 161%, very strong. There was HAON. This ran 500%, but this was a extremely low priced stock, so very hard to get that whole move, and it's just so risky because yeah, it went up 500%, but you know, like, say you bought at 0006 and it goes down to 0003, you lost 50%, and that's not that far down to go. So I don't recommend playing these super low price stocks if you're a brand new trader. Focus on the Nasdaqs, focus on the low float morning spikes, because that's where you'll find the most consistency starting out. So that's all for today. Like I said, if you want to check out the lifetime mentorship that I'm offering, link is down below. It's half off until tomorrow night. After that, it will never be half off ever again. You can join my chat room. It's completely free to join. Link is down below. And also, if you enjoyed this video and you saw value in it, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe, and also hit that little what's it called, the bell next to the subscribe button, because then you'll be notified whenever I make a video. I make this every single day. So yeah, I release my watch list on my website at tonyivanov.com/blog, and just make sure you go in my chat room, because like I said, it's completely free. I'm in there every single day giving out free alerts and just helping everyone out. So I'll see you guys in there. If not, then I'll see you tomorrow on YouTube.